Hey guys, I'm Morgan Beatty, and me and my team are here to educate you guys about people who are prejudiced against their own race. And another term for that is basically internalized racism. Okay, internalized racism is loosely defined as the internalization by people of racist attitudes towards members of their own ethnic group, including themselves. This can include the belief in ethnic stereotypes relating to their own group. So internalization happens everywhere in the world, especially through social media. You always get these little memes that say light-skinned girls are better than dark-skinned girls, or dark-skinned girls are better than light-skinned girls. And that's just not the case. We are all equal. Another example of internalized racism is in TV. Uncle Ruckus from the Boondocks is a great example of someone who is prejudiced towards their own race. He is basically an old, angry black man who doesn't like to be black, but he basically dissociates himself with all African Americans. He does not want to be a part of the African American society, and he tries to act white. And I don't understand why. He's clearly black. And mainly, all this stuff starts from stereotypes, basically. Stereotypes that if I look a certain skin color, I'm a thief. I do this, I'm a bad person. Blah, 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 blah. And most of this is caused from stereotype, that if I'm a certain race or color, I'm smart or I'm bad or I'm a thief. And that's not true. We are all different, and not everybody is the same. You can have a white person that's a thief, and there can be a black person that's a thief. You can have really smart black people and really dumb white people. It doesn't matter about your race, but it all starts from stereotypes. Okay guys, now that I'm done with my rant, I'm going to show you guys these interviews that me and my team went around the campus and interviewed people, asking them questions about how they felt about racial prejudice and how they felt about the stereotypes out here. So, without further ado, here we go.
I'm Bobby.
I like that. Alright, so basically, we told you the definition of internalized racism. What are your thoughts about it? You want to go first?
Okay, well, I feel like it originated because a lot of us, like a lot of black people, have started to do the whole light skin, dark skin thing. I think that I think it comes from back in the day, a lot of light skinned people, they were considered the people who were treated better. You know what I'm saying? They had more privileges. So nowadays, people feel like dark skin is kind of something to look down on just because of that. But I feel like as a race, there should be no reason why we're going against each other when it comes to the pigmentation in our skin. If anything, we should unite. There's a lot of stuff going on already.
What about you?
Yeah, I believe that like we're all black, so there's no point in trying to put everybody in a separate category based off the shade of blackness that you are. We all black. We should stay together as one, as a black person.
Do you see people on social media now acting not like trying to act like trying to act like white people, but like trying to like fit to the custom of white people and act towards them just like, you know, to get jobs and stuff like that?
I mean, yeah, I can say from like a girl's point of view, a lot of girls are not really embracing their natural selves, like their natural hair, you know, their culture and all that stuff. Everything's about bundles and perms and relaxers instead of your kinks and your curls. So I feel like a lot of girls now are trying to embrace their natural, which is a lot better than all that other stuff. But to answer your question, yeah, I feel like a lot of people are trying to just be accustomed to what society says is okay.
And I look at like I think it's Lil' Kim with her bleached skin, and she look white now. Like that don't make sense to me. Even like Michael Jackson, stuff like that. But then again, white people too are tanning. They want to be darker. So I just feel like we should embrace it. They want to be like us, but at the same time, some of us are trying to be like them.
I got some shit going on, big dog. Chillin'. Hey, I got a quick question for you. How do you feel about internalized racism?
Explain what you want.
Okay, basically it's kind of like a social prejudice of like people of your own ethnicity, you know, having racist views towards people. Basically, being racist towards your own color.
I mean, it's very prevalent. You know, I feel like with young men out these days, they typically have a taste for lighter skin tone. You know, this and that and the third. You know. and sometimes, the whole social media thing with the light skin versus dark skin, this and that and the third. So nowadays it's more prevalent amongst us. You see the diversity between the both, between the dark skin and the light skins for some reason. I don't know, but we all got color to us.
Exactly. How you doing today? What's your name?
I'm Jasmine.
Okay, Jasmine, I got a quick question for you. Do you know what internalized racism is?
No, can you explain it to me?
Okay, basically it's your people of your own ethnicity, and they have a racial prejudice towards basically your people of your own race. Can you elaborate what that means to you?
Okay. I don't necessarily agree with internalized racism. However, I think that people are entitled to having their own opinions, being able to express that how they want to. But I also don't think that people need to judge a book by its cover. And every time you see someone or meet someone of the same race or opposite race based off of your internalized opinions or emotions, how you feel about them, I think you should give everyone a chance.
We're talking about people who are prejudiced against their own race, and we're just going around asking people how they feel about it. And like another word for it is internalized racism, and it's like basically the same thing. So
Well, basically, it's systemic because you remember back in the day, I don't know if you all are familiar with the Blue Vein Society,
the Blue Vein Society, no.
Charles Chestnut's work,
I never heard
Tradition of the Marrow. You know what marrow means, of course. Blood flow. So it goes back a long, it's generational. However, I think that the younger generation pretty much, historically, if they know the history, then I think they've come a long way. I do see some changes in it, but obviously it's a systemic thing, and I think still that there are some areas that can be improved. Obviously, I think about, and I'm not slamming social organizations, but a lot of students that I certainly know that I've gotten feedback from have had problems with joining various social organizations. So I think it's not as prevalent today as I say maybe 10 years ago. But I can see some improvement, but there's always improvement. There's always room for improvement. Relations, race relations, intra. But I think it's in a historical context. My contention is you need to know where you come from so you know where you're going. And a lot of things that are not taught, sometimes I think we have to educate ourselves. Starting very, very young. So we have all sorts of ways to retrieve material, and we need to do a better job of using it in a more positive way.
Well, thank you.
You're so
I appreciate that.
You're so welcome.
Yeah.